Guten Abend, mein Damen und Herren. Mr. Bass here, back with another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes commentary video, and today we're talking about the bounty hunters in PvE, specifically Darkside territory battles. Now, one of the biggest things that we took away from the preview for bounty hunters when Carrie interviewed Arnold, T101, was that the bounty hunters were not going to be that great for PvP, which obviously Carrie explained that they weren't going to necessarily make every faction arena viable or arena meta, or however you want to put it. They weren't going to focus only exclusively on PvP viability for every faction rework, which makes sense. That's good. You don't want necessarily every faction to be the greatest faction on Earth when they get reworked. I mean, obviously you want factions to excel in the game, but PvP isn't the only part of the game. And for players like myself, who could really honestly care less about arenas, it's great to know that they're not making everything in the game focused around arenas, which is great. I love it. It's awesome. And the only real problem there is that as game changers, it's a little more difficult for us to get good gameplay for PvE. Well, really good news is that CG has really come through for us as game changers and provided us with a game changers build that allows the developers a little bit more freedom of mobility in tweaking small aspects of the game, because it's essentially a standalone server that the developers have control over. And with that means that they can give us access to Darkside territory battles on a 30-minute per phase timeline. 3-hour territory battles is awesome because we get a lot of opportunities to get a lot of gameplay, which you're seeing in the game up there, to really get a lot of real quick gameplay and go through each phase without having to spend 3 days recording or 5 days or 6 days recording, which is really awesome. Huge thanks to you guys, developers, I'm talking to you guys, for making this possible. Carrie, CG, Eric, I mean, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for making this possible for us. That said, bounty hunters in territory battles are bonkers, guys. With Bossk, which I granted, all of us free-to-play players are probably not going to be using Bossk beyond phase 3, maybe 4. But Bossk is the real deal in PvE. He makes the bounty hunters really click. Granted, I was able to farm mods on a pretty crazy basis on this account, so the mods are a little bit better than my mods, but let's be honest, my mods aren't that great on my regular account, so to say that my test account's mods are better, it's really no stretch of the imagination at all. But the main takeaway is that with his taunt, the frenzy, when you time it right and you have all of your other bounty hunters specials off cooldown, Bossk is just going to keep going and going and going. And all this gameplay that you're seeing is with a Gear 11 Bossk and no Zetas. No Zetas at all on really any of the bounty hunters, except I think Boba Fett has his Zeta, which I don't feel like Boba Fett's Zeta really makes that big of a difference for him, especially not in territory battles. I mean, it's really nice. Like I said, I don't recall. I'd have to go back and review the gameplay. But even if he does have the Zeta, not a game changer. No pun intended. But the Zetas on my bounty hunters are pretty much non-existent. So you're watching Zeta-free gameplay of bounty hunters in Darkside territory battles, and I gotta say, I'm pretty dang impressed. Obviously, like I said, probably not gonna be using Bossk in Darkside territory battles for a few months if you're free to play. I know, sucks. I'm right there with you guys. But he is the real deal in PvE. So I'm choosing to really show you guys the Darkside territory battle side of the house. I know the other game changers are looking at the Sith raid, and you'll probably have a little bit more of a diverse video choice when it comes to what's Bossk good at and where do the bounty hunters really excel now that Bossk is in the game. So Bossk is a lot of fun, and I'm really sad that I'm not going to have him at 7 stars as soon as I would like to on my main account, but I'm just glad that I'm able to get this gameplay out to you guys and let you really see how good Bossk is at least an 11 gear 11 with no Zetas. I mean, if you were to throw Zetas on this guy, he would just he'd be even crazier, and dark side territory battles you'd pretty much literally be able to auto it. And not only is Bossk's leader Zeta not on this, but check out the contracts. Bossk's contract is arguably one of the easiest to get, or well, the easiest to complete. I mean, just watching the gameplay, you can see like in some cases you can get his contract done in a matter of like 2-3 turns. It's absolutely insane. Bossk really makes bounty hunters click. But yeah, that said, guys, thanks for watching. Like, favorite, subscribe, and I'll catch you later.